So another wild weekend of football, week of football in the books. and man, it just keeps getting better every week. Some surprising wins, some surprising losses. It just goes with the territory, right? And no matter who your team is, no matter who you're fans of, I'll be putting out news on them. Okay, so make sure if you're not subscribed to this channel, you hit that button. Okay, it's greatly appreciated. And it means the world to know that you're supporting the channel and you're enjoying the content. But I also want to make sure you don't miss out on anything. I put out pregame previews and the odds and over-unders and all that stuff people like to bet on the games. I'll preview games. I'll do breaking news and everything else as well. And, today, I'm going to make it fun. I'm going to talk about the 4 biggest trash talkers who did not back it up on the field. Trash talking is a huge part of football and makes it fun. Some people do it, just elevates their play, elevates their confidence. Some people need to do it. Some people need the attention and blah, blah, blah. So there's all different types of reasons. It's more fun when people do back it up. And I have a video coming out next week on 5 players who actually backed up their trash talk with play. We're going to talk about the 4 most notable guys who did it and did not back it up, which is kind of embarrassing. So I figured it would shut them up, but we'll see. I want to know what you think. If I'm missing anybody, load up the comments. Give me some thoughts on who else with a big mouths shouldn't have talked. But today I'm going to talk about Cam Newton, first one. And Cam Newton, he had a great season in 2015. I don't know if it was rookie season or not, but he won the MVP in Carolina. He was 15-1 record. He went to the Super Bowl. He had a great year. He really did. And he showed his flashes of brilliance. And we had a lot of high hopes for this guy. We're like, damn, this guy's really, 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 really good. But again, and he started showboating more and more and more that season as he got better and better and better. And he had more success. Then he started to say he was unstoppable. He even nicknamed himself Superman. I don't know if you remember that, but come playoffs, come the Super Bowl, Denver shut him down. They stopped that immediately. Okay? And since then, he's never been the same player. Never been the same player. He's never been able to deliver again. Okay? He's got 30-37 record as a starter. After that, never made another Pro Bowl, never made the Super Bowl again and all this stuff too. So he's an example of a big mouth who had a lot of talent. Again, it's nice to see flashes of brilliance from him, but the talent never matched the mouth after the first year, unfortunately. So Cam Newton. Next up, yes, Mr. Elizabeth Hasselbeck, Matt Hasselbeck, quarterback from the Seattle Seahawks. He's another one notorious for running his mouth and trash talking. And then I'll give you an example too. 2003 playoffs, Seattle was playing Green Bay, and the game went into overtime. It was a close game, and it went down to the wire. And then during the coin toss, he said really loudly, "We want the ball and we're going to score." Okay, and kind of loudly over the Green Bay Packers and so on and so forth. And what happens? First drive out, he throws an interception to Al Harris, their cornerback, and he ran it back for a touchdown, and Green Bay won, and they advanced to face the Philadelphia Eagles. So again, his trash talk and his big mouth backfired on him immediately. Now, it's not as notorious, in my opinion, as Cam Newton. It's definitely not as notorious as the next 2 guys I'm going to talk about. But again, something notable. And again, it's fun to trash talk, but it's fun to point out and goof on trash talkers who didn't back it up and backfired. So, Mr. Matt Hasselbeck, Next up, Eli Apple. Remember him? First-round draft pick from the New York Giants, highly touted prospect, cornerback. He was highly touted from Ohio State. He was a stud. And he's another one. He's a notorious trash talker in college, and he translated to the NFL. But again, he never performed as an elite cornerback at the highest levels. So it immediately kind of backed up. And again, and he was with and he moved to Cincinnati as a Bengal. I don't know if they get free agency or they traded him. They might have traded him. And they started calling out Kansas City Chiefs players after the Bengals beat them in the AFC Championship game, and they went to the Super Bowl against, I think it was the LA Rams, and even invited a couple of the Kansas City Chief players to the game as a kind of way of taunting them. And then what happens? Again, Cooper Kupp, wide receiver from the LA Rams, completely demolished him, blitzed him, destroyed him in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl destroyed. LA Rams champs. Cincinnati Bengals lost. And he shut up Eli Apple. And this is one of the great examples of a trash talker not being able to back up his play against a top wide receiver. And Cooper Kupp was a stud in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. And he exposed Eli Apple for being a total fraud. He really, really, really did. And I remember that very, very vividly. But the most notorious trash talker, last but not least, Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel. Remember him? Texas A&M. He was one of their highly touted quarterbacks, prospects there. And the fact is, at least for me, if I'm going to say if any Texas A&M player, in my opinion, had a level of trash talking that he could back it up, it's Myles Garrett, not Johnny Football. He came right into the NFL, drafted by the Browns, and he was a total bust. If I remember right, sacked maybe 6 or 7 times the first game at home in Cleveland, and the people who knocked him around were flashing his money signs, mocking him. He lasted 8 games as a starter in the NFL. 8 freaking games. And in those 8 games, he threw 7 interceptions before he was kicked out of the league. Okay? Never worked in the NFL really again. And then he started having legal problems. He was indicted and all this stuff. But got 3 words for Johnny Manziel. Bust, bust, bust. Okay? It's a cool dude. It's fun to watch. But you're going to bring that level of trash talking to the NFL, you better be able to back it up. This is the big boys here. They will destroy you, and they will expose you and trash talk better than you can if you keep bringing that type of stuff up here. So, especially as a quarterback, they're going to lay you out, and they did exactly that. So these are my 4 most notorious trash talkers who just could not back it up on the field and were exposed. Let me know what you think. Am I missing anybody? Load up the comments. Okay, give me something that I'm missing. And I'll definitely look into it. I'll add to it as well. And again, next week I'm going to go over the 5 biggest trash talkers who actually backed up their play on the field, making the trash talking that much more fun. So again, make sure you subscribe before you leave. I thank you for it. I don't want you to miss this type of stuff. We got a lot more good stuff. And in the meantime, we'll keep previewing games and doing breaking news. We got 2 games tonight, Monday Night Football. Okay, so I'll be recapping those games tomorrow. And I did the over-unders and everything else yesterday. So take a look at that video if you want to gamble, you want to bet on the games. You got the points, you got the over-under and all that stuff. You got the point favorites. So have a great week, everybody. I'll talk to you next time.